Hi guys, welcome to SimCaptain. It is Friday night, April 12th, and it is Friday night ops in Salt Lake City, so we're going to make a quick flight from Jackson Hole over to Salt Lake International. Need to call center for my clearance. I don't know which center to call. I think it's going to be 1975. I might be wrong.
Niner. 2490 Delta 1177. Have a good one. You do, sir. And that's 9777. Heavy, don't exceed 280 knots in the descent. Turn left, proceed direct Birmingham City. And descend via the arrival.
Left direct Bergen City and down to, what was the altitude again for, and it's 9777.
And there's 9777, descend via the arrival.
Descend via the arrival, don't exceed 280 for Emirates 9777.
Salt Lake Center, November 66 Lima X-ray at Jackson Hole. Do I call you for clearance?
66 Lima X-ray, standby 1. I'll get right back to you.
Roger. Alright, parking brake is on. Doors are closed and locked. Beacon's on.
2, 3,
Fuel pump's on.
260.
Throttles are idle. We're clear left and right.
3968 Salt Lake, Roger. Climb and maintain flight level 260.
We'll
260.
select the bleed air over number 2 and
November 116
the
Bravo
ignition's
contact.
engaged.
Salt Lake Center now 128.72.
watching number 2's turning. N2's on the rise, ITT's on the rise, fuel pressure's on the rise. We'll introduce fuel. We got good ignition of the number 2 engine. Bleed air back to normal, starter switch selected to ground. Alternator master on. Number 2 stabilizing. We're going to crank number 1, bleed air over, ignition engaged, number 1's turning. N2's on the rise, ITT's on the rise. Fuel pressure's on the rise. We'll introduce fuel. We got good ignition of the number 1. Bleed air back to normal. Starter switch selected to ground. Circuit breakers are checked. The engines are stabilizing. Number 2 stable. Temps and pressure look good. Number 1's catching up. There's no ATIS to listen to here at Jackson Hole, but we'll get the METAR at the airport here. The way you get that is dot METAR KJAC. Alright, Jackson, the wind is 070 at 5 knots, 10 statute of miles, broken at 6,500, temperature 3, dew point 8, altimeter 2983, altimeter's local setting.
November 66 Lima X-ray. Let's see. Trying to pull you up on my chart here. November 66 Lima X-ray. Do me a favor. I'm going to give you a squawk code. If you can ident. Squawk 6043 for me.
6043, 66 Lima X-ray. 6043. And I'll squawk normal so he can see me. 6043, let me write that down.
66 Lima X, I've got you now. You're cleared to the Salt Lake City Airport via Alpine 2 departure, then as filed. Climb and maintain flight level 180 and squawk 6043.
Alright, 66 Lima X-ray, we're cleared as filed to Salt Lake via the Alpine 2. We'll climb to flight level 180 and we're squawking 6043.
And 66 Lima X-ray, can you accept flight level 200 as your final?
66 Lima X-ray, affirm, 200 will be our final.
Your readback is correct.
Alright, we'll continue with the checklist. Transponder is set. 6043,
And
squawking
the
normal.
winds are 0705 at Jackson Hole and the altimeter 2983. You can plan runway 19er for departure. Call me for taxi.
Alright, we'll expect 19er for departure, call you for taxi, 66 Lima X-ray. Clock is set, clearance is received, transponder set, autopilot is off, flight
And
director is
97
on.
77 having contact north.
Wants us to go to 180.
24.9er.
I'm going to put the GPS on.
124.9.
250 below 10.
9777.
Altimeter is the local setting, landing gear selector is down, the lights are tested, pitot heat is on, de-ice is on, flaps are set for takeoff, trim is set for takeoff. Cabin alert says required APU, we can shut that down. Verify it's coming down and the master switch is off. And taxi clearance. We're going to be departing the Alpine 2, so I have that ready to go. And we're going to depart runway 19er.
Sky is 3963, Salt Lake, climb maintain flight level 260.
Taxi checklist, taxi lights are on, park and brake is off. We're going to test the brakes. There's the left brake.
And you know what, November 66 Lima
There's the
X-ray.
right brake.
Contact Salt Lake on 126.85. Let them know you called me for the clearance and I gave it to you.
Alright, 6 Lima X-ray, roger, we'll contact them on 126.85.
Thanks, Scott, appreciate it.
Thank you. Fill the pump for right now. Salt Lake Center, November 66 Lima X-rays at Jackson Hole. We just picked up our clearance from center on 1975, and we're ready for taxi runway 19er.
November 66 Lima X-ray, Jackson ground, roger, runway 19er, text me Alpha, Jackson Operator 208.
Okay, 19er via Alpha for 66 Lima X-ray. We'll get rolling here. We tested the brakes, the vertical speed reads 0, airspeed indicator reads 0, heading indicator turns properly on both sides. Spoilers will deploy, light illuminates, full deployment. Will retract, light extinguishes, and they're stowed. Do a reverser test once I get out on the taxiway. Flight controls. Flight controls are free and correct. And we'll do a reverser test. 2 unlocked, 2 in reverse, 2 stowed. Turn here to taxiway Alpha.
Flight 691, Medic Salt Lake Center, 119.715. Good night. Contact Jacksonville Center, 119.
Flight controls, engine instruments are checked. Temps and pressures are good. Fuel quantities checked. Departure briefing. We're going to depart runway 19 here at Jackson Hole. Fly the Alpine 2. Climb direct to flight level 180. Any failure before VR, we abort and we stay here. Any failure after VR, with the exception of fire and the loss of directional control, will continue airborne. And depending on the nature of the emergency, we'll return here, or we will press on to Salt Lake City, which is really the next closest major runway. This flight is about 38 minutes long once we're wheels up. And we'll expect normal procedures with standard callouts. Departure briefing is complete. Let me just review this quick. Jackson's 115.4. I want to get my frequencies tuned in.
November 66, Lima, just be advised, new operator 2-minute report, 11105.
6 Lima X-ray, thank you. got the Jackson VOR tuned in. Too far away to see that on the list. Alright, we're gonna go to Canese. I guess that's how you say it. Alright. Before takeoff, nav radios are set, comm radios are set. What is departure frequency gonna be? Oh, it's gonna be this frequency, 12685. Check again, the altimeter is the current setting, pitot heat is on, de-ice is on, yaw damp is off. Star switches, we'll put the continuous. Fuel pump, turn that back on. It's annoying though. Flaps are set for takeoff, trim is set for takeoff. We'll record the time and fuel. Lineup checks are next. We'll climb out around 3,000 feet per minute. Everything looks satisfactory. And center 66 Lima X-ray will be ready to go 19er at Jackson Hole.
66 Lima X-ray, roger. Runway 19er, good takeoff.
Runway 19er, we're cleared for takeoff. 66 Lima X-ray. Alright, we're cleared for takeoff. Taxi lights are off, landing lights and strobe lights are on. We have our tower clearance. We'll check the threshold for landing aircraft. Nobody's inbound. We got the lights and strobes. Climb checklist is next. The runway is ours. I want to get out of here before it's dark. Engines look good. Temps and pressures are good. And we'll just continue right on. This is runway 19er. Bring her to a stop here. I'm going to bring the engines up 40%. Nice and sync. Temps and pressures good again. We're advancing to take off power. I'm going to stand on the brakes. Let the engines get going. Alright, and we're off the brakes. And the airspeed is alive 2 times. There's 80 knots. We'll cross check. Continue. There's V1. Rotate. I'm going to give it a little extra. And we're off. Alright, positive rate. Gear up. Gear up selected. Gears in transit. Alright, 400 above the ground, flaps are coming up. Gears up, lights are out, flaps are retracted and indicated, yaw damp is on. Stable climb, up to 180 on the runway heading. Gear up, lights out, flaps retracted and indicated, yaw damp is on. Autopilot is checked and set, altimeter is the local setting. And we can turn the fuel pump off above 5, but we're already above 5. That's all. Salt Lake Center, November 66 Lima X-ray climbing through 9,000 for 180. Climb maintain flight level 20066 Lima X-ray. And this is pretty much a straight out departure. We're above 10, the landing lights are off, star switches are set to flight.
Denver 660 Max straight connect Salt Lake Center now, 119er.75. Alright.
Okay, 119er75 for 660 Max Right. We're switching. Good night.
5.5 miles is an Airbus A320 just down at 23.3, climbing flight level 250 is 1,000 feet restricted below you. Alright, we have this traffic inside Southwest 3963. Salt Lake, Call 3671 with your flight level 340. Delta 3631, roger.
Salt Lake Center 660 Max Right is with you, climbing through 14 for flight level 200.
That's 1616 X-ray, Salt Lake Center, climb and maintain flight level 200.
Climb maintain flight level 200, 660 Max Right.
Correct, I'm sorry.
Alright, we're going 200 Club Salt Lake Airport now.
Frontier 691, traffic's passing behind you. Climb and maintain flight level 280, thank you. Coming in 280, Frontier 690.
We're arriving on the Nordic. Was it the Nordic 6?
Yeah, 3963, across the Ludic intersection at
Nordic 6,
yeah. 2000, the altimeter 2988. Will cost Ludic have 2000 Southwest 3963.
Alright, we're coming up to flight level 180. We're going to set the altimeter to standard 29902.
That's what here, Frontier 691,
What's the frequency for the ATIS at Salt Lake City? 12475.
Frontier 691. You can start your climb at 260 for one direction of flight, that's fine. You can descend to the Nordic 6 arrival, landing north. The Salt Lake City altimeter 2988. I'll just send by the Nordic 4 arrival.
Alright, we're level at 200.
Boise departure, Alaska 121, 100, climbing 6000, runway heading. Alaska 121, no Salt Lake Center, climb and maintain, flight level 310. Up to 310, Alaska 121. Runway 21, Idaho Falls. Runway clear on Atlanta Beach, 217, clear on 6 in.
Alright, they're landing north. So from Nordic we'll go to set there and it's all programmed in.
Contact Salt Lake, Seattle Center now 124.2. Alright, 24, you have a good weekend, until 332. You do the same, see you.
0.80. A little less, actually.
Salt Lake, Alaska 121, still on heading. Alaska 121, clear direct Aurora.
Alright, what was that other VOR we're going to? LHO. LHO 112.9. Tune that into the number 2. Or I'll put it actually in the number 1 for now. Not picking up. It's still 85 miles away. What's the Salt Lake VOR? Let's see. We're landing north. Let's listen to the ATIS.
Westland 66 Lima X-ray. Will send via Nordic 6 arrival landing north the altimeter 280.
Alright, we'll descend via the Nordic 6, landing north for 66 Lima X-ray. Can't hear the ATIS. There's no recording. And center 66 Lima X-ray, we were just trying to listen to the ATIS and it's a blank recording.
66 Lima X-ray, they might be updating it.
Roger. Alright, so we're landing north on the Nordic 6. We're going to descend via... So, whoops, what did I just do? So, Carter... Expected 19,000, which is in 86 miles. Getting the ATIS. We're not getting anything there. Okay, that number 119 miles is to Salt Lake. Wasatch VOR. I think that's how you say it. Wasatch? I don't know.
Tower 3968.
Brigham City is LHO, which is 58 miles.
Runway 21,
That's what we're direct to right now.
Tower 3963. Tower 3963 at Ludic, Victor RNAV, RNT Zulu, runway 21. Ludic, exclusive RNAV, RNT Zulu, runway 21, Travis 3963.
I imagine Salt Lake's going to be busy when we get there. We're pretty close, 100 miles out now, 103 miles out, nautical miles. Fortunately, I'm not getting an ATIS for that. It's just a blank recording. Okay. No big deal. Let's get the METAR for Salt Lake, just so we know what the weather is. Dot METARKSLC. Okay, Salt Lake Center City. METAR wind 3606 knots, 10 statute miles. Few at 3,200, scattered at 7,000, broken at flight level 180. Temperature 82.1, altimeter 29 or 88, which is really the thing I need to know the most. 29 or 88.
Region 756, you with me?
So with the instruction to descend via, we need to descend and cross Carter.
Delta 1560.
Flight level 190.
Approach now 124.9er.
And then set at 15,000, which is in 70 miles. Do the cruise checklist.
Region 756, passenger 13,000.
Check our fuel. Still have lots of fuel, 3,109 pounds. Fuel pump is off. Altimeter is standard, above the transition altitude of 180. Engines will monitor and check every 15 minutes. Temps and pressures are good. Cabin alerts as required, and en route weather. We've retrieved. Next is the descent in range checklist.
Skyline 3963, winds at Idaho Falls are 25012, runway 21 clear land. 1 clear line, 3963. Salt Lake Center, Air Canada 101, heavy with you, flight level 400. Canada 101, heavy, Salt Lake Center, roger.
To Atlantic Aviation or TAC Air. No, we'll go to Atlantic.
Alaska 121, descend via Nordic 6 arrival, landing north, altimeter 2988 at Salt Lake.
I verified the Nordic 6, we were cleared via the Ski 5.
Oh, my bad, I'm taking the other one, never mind. Alaska 121, descend via the Ski 5 arrival, and landing north.
Descend via the Ski 5, landing north, Alaska 121, thanks.
Yeah.
It's interesting that that aircraft was given an instruction and he accepted it, even though it wasn't the arrival he was on. So that was interesting.
X-ray, figure indicated airspeed.
66 Lima X-ray, we're indicating 350 knots.
Number 66 Lima X-ray, reduced speed is not to exceed 300 knots for spacing.
Alright, 66 Lima X-ray, we'll slow to 300 for you.
Thank you. Number 66 Lima X-ray, contact Salt Lake approach 124.9 or low noise out speed restriction, please.
Okay, approach on 124.9er for 66 Lima X-ray. We're switching. Good night.
See you, Scott. 125.7.
125.7, Washington 20.
LHO, Birmingham City. Salt Lake approach, November 66 Lima X-ray is with you. Flight level 200 on the Nordic 6 to descend via crossing Lima Hotel Oscar with a speed restriction of 300 knots. Birmingham City, right? That's what it was. Birmingham City. And it's called Logan. That's just so confusing because LHO just doesn't.
Number 66 Lima X-ray, Salt Lake approach. Information set the current descend via the Nordic 6 arrival. Expect ILS approach runway 34 left, altimeter 2988.
Alright, descend via the Nordic 6, expect 34 left for 66 Lima X-ray.
Number 6 Lima X-ray, actually at Carter, reduce speed 210 knots, please.
Alright, we'll slow to 210 for 66 Lima X-ray. Can you verify that runway assignment for me, please?
Number 6 Lima X-ray, I probably gave you 35 left. That doesn't exist. Expected ILS approach only 34 left.
Alright, 6 Lima X-ray. Is runway 35 available? I mean, we do park at Atlantic Aviation.
Number 6 Lima X-ray, expect the ILS approach runway 35 left.
Alright, thank you. We'll expect the ILS runway 35 left for 66 Lima X-ray. Is there 35 left? I'm very confused why he says that, but vectors load for 35.
Number 6 Lima X-ray, for my third mess up with this one, expect the LDA runway 35 approach.
Alright, LDA runway 35, 66 Lima X-ray, copy.
They're calling for the radio check. It's still got a lot of bass, but I can hear a lot better. I didn't catch the pulse sign though.
LDA for 35, the approach frequency will be 111.5. Final approach course will be 344. Check. Crossing altitude will be 11,000. Carter, we gotta go down to 19. Decision height is 300 feet. Missed approach is a climb to 4,800, then a climbing left turn to 9,000 direct. The TCH, which is Wistach VOR. And on the TCH Vortac radio 331 to Oscar Golf Delta Vortac. And hold. Alright, set is next. What's the altitude to cross the set at? Set at 15. Descent in range, passenger briefing complete, cabin alerts as required. Altimeter is still standard, we'll check that again when we're below 18. Nav instruments are checked and set, flight instruments are checked. And we'll continue the checklist when we get below 10,000 feet. After set will be Dan at 11,000. I think that's the Provo airport right there. Oh, we're below 18, so we'll check the altimeter setting. What was the altimeter there? Was 2988. It's at 2990. Oh. There we go, 2988. Below 10, we'll turn the landing lights on. Star switches, we'll put the continuous. Logo lights are on. Marker beacon on. ATIS we tried to listen to. And we're still not getting. Primary nav aid set. Glide slope crossing altitude reviewed. We did, that's 300 feet. Or I'm sorry, that's 11,000 feet. Decision height 300 feet. The missed approach review we did. The final approach chart review is complete. Before landing checks are next. There is the Great Salt Lake. Crossing set at 15. And then we go down to Dan at 11,000. And down to 11. Mr. Dan will be anti, also will maintain 11,000.
Delta 156P. Delta 1560, contact approach 125.5.
Cedar, so just 11. This is our lowest altitude. There's the LDA runway 35, which I have programmed in. Select approach.
Approach Alaska 121 out of 21.5, descending via the ski 5, landing north with the 8.
Alaska 121, Solvik approach, altimeter 2988, descend via the ski 5 arrival, expect LS approach runway 34, correction runway 34 left.
That means ski 5 was at verified 34 left for Alaska 121.
Alaska 121, yes sir, ILS approach runway 34 left.
34 left, Alaska 121, thanks.
Nope, still can't get the ATIS. Oh well. I got the METAR, so I do know the weather. And we're going down to maintain 11,210 knots. The airport should be coming up here on our left. Should be able to see that soon.
All your approach being the 1123, we're keep passing 2000, sorry, flight level 244 for 170, slots 5 arrival.
Vocalizer, check that.
Okay.
1123, Solvik approach. Information Delta current altimeter is 2988. Descend via the Walk 5 arrival, expect a visual approach. Visual approach runway 34
There's the
left.
vocalizer identified.
Descend via the Walk 5 altimeter 2988 and expect for the visual approach runway 34 left, United 1123. Alaska 121, expect the visual approach now. The visual approach runway 34 left.
Visual 34 left, Alaska 121, thanks.
United 1123, attain maximum forward speed until rate, then reduce speed to 10 knots. Roger, maximum forward speed until rate and then reduce speed, United 1123. Alaska 121, after Diane, reduce speed to 10 knots.
After Diane, slow to 210 knots, Alaska 121.
There's the airport coming into sight. I can see the flashing lights. About 10 miles from the airport. And you can see the airport is pretty busy. I have my range only to 10 miles on aircraft. So any aircraft.
Contact approach 125.7.
Approach on 125.7 for 66 Lima X-ray. We're switching. Good night.
Good night.
So any aircraft that are further than 10 miles away, I don't see them.
Delta 1563, Lock heading 340.
Sounding 340, that's the it.
Yeah, rejoin the localizer.
Sounding localizer,
Good evening, Salt Lake. Final approach, November 66 Lima X-ray. Checking in 11,000.
November 66 Lima X-ray, Salt Lake City approach, maintain 9,000.
Center maintain 9,000. 66 Lima X-ray. Here's the airport. Frontier on final.
1560, do you have the localizer? We have the localizer, 1560. 3 miles from Dunlop, just going to maintain 8,000. Clear the ILS, 3, 4 left approach. 8,000, we've been left approach.
Alright, Villa 10 will put the landing lights on, fuel pumps on. Star switches are continuous.
Number 6, leaving that track. I can get you on a little quicker on 3-5 if or if you want the visual. Let's see, go.
Yeah, 660 max rate, we can do the visual.
Number 660 max rate, turn left heading 070.
Left turn 070, 660 max rate. Alright, speed checks 10 degrees. Pumps on, landing lights are on, altimeter's local setting, spoilers are armed, flaps is required. Landing checks next.
1560, contact with Powell 119.05, your discretion.
We're going to be really tight here, huh?
Number 660 max rate is going to maintain 8,000.
Down to 8,000, 6 lane max rate. We have the runway too.
Roger, thanks. Yeah, I got to put you on the down and then I'll put you back in.
Roger.
And
He's just crossing us over, and then I think we're going to be on the
ILS runway 35, right.
Yeah, there's a Delta coming in. I'm crossing.
9, Fox, when you approach, I was 3-4 right now.
Leveling at 8.
Sorry, we just got to change on last minute. Yeah, 3-4 right.
Yeah, 69, Roger. Reduce speed 17, let's go.
There's Delta on approach. Looking to my right.
Down to 180.
Looking to my left. Here's the airport. Could be busier. That's alright.
Number 660, max rate, turn right heading 150.
Right turn 150, 660 max rate.
And approach, we're avoiding traffic alert for United 69.
United 69, the traffic in front of you is 2 miles, 500 feet below, but I believe you're in the cloud.
Approach 5781 on localizer 434 right.
6781, Salt Lake City approach, Roger. United 69, do you have that traffic in sight?
We have the traffic in sight. We are on the this approach.
Okay, United 769, sliding 340, climb and maintain 11000, contact approach 124.9.
And that's heading 340 and up to flight level 110, contact approach. And thanks, United.
Approach Viewing area 1123 with you inbound, clear, ready for the visual.
Salt Lake's an interesting airport. It's kind of tough.
Over 660 max rate, turn right heading 310 for the field site.
Right turn 310, and I'll call you with the airport in sight. 660 max rate. Because you're in this like valley, and you got mountains all around. 310.
And there was somebody else calling. I didn't catch the culprit. The 1123 with you 10,000 watch 5. And then 1123 Salt Lake City approach. And I maintain 900,000 and reduce speed 210 knots. 900,000 speed 200 knots. Unity 1121. November 1479. November 6 Lima, actually in the field, about 9 miles into your 3 o'clock.
66 Lima X-ray, we're looking.
66 Lima, actually, this is going to maintain 6,000.
Down to 6, and we have the airport. 66 Lima X-ray.
6 Lima, actually, clear push approach 65. Remain mid-east of the 35 center line.
Alright, we're clear for the visual 35, and we'll remain east of the center line for 66 Lima X-ray.
At 1479 on the ILS, 34 right.
Yeah, 1479, Salt Lake City approach, roger.
Alright. Speed checks. Gear down. Gears in transit. Speed checks, 20 degrees. Gears down.
66 Lima,
3 green
X-ray
lights.
contact tower 119.05. Have a good day.
Tower on 1905 for 66 Lima X-ray. Thank you. Good night.
FedEx 781, heavy trap.
About 1760, I think we put it up.
Alright. Speed checks. Full flaps. 40 degrees. Out of mark. At Salt Lake Tower, November 66 Lima X-ray is with you on the visual for 35.
November 66 Lima Sierra, runway 35 for land.
I verify that call sign was November 66 Lima X-ray.
November 66 Lima X-ray, I'm sorry.
Alright, 66 Lima X-ray, we're cleared to land 35. Gear down, 3 green.
That's 162,
Full
runway
flaps.
34 west.
Go damp off. Flight director off. Autopilot's off. Auto throttles are off. And we'll fly the rest of this.
Salt Lake Tower, United 1165, 30 short of 345.
And 1165, hold short before right.
Hold short 345, 1165.
Salt Lake City Tower, attack 781, inbound to ILS 34 right. FedEx 781, runway 24 right, continue. Cleared to land, FedEx 781. FedEx 781, you are not cleared to land, continue approach. Not cleared to land, continue approach, FedEx 781. United 1479 on the ILS, 34 right. At 1165, runway 34 right, fly heading 340.
Alright, we're landing. Runway's made, throttles are idle.
340, clear for takeoff without delay, United 1165.
A little bit of gust in there.
Delta 162, contact squadron after flight.
Touchdown. Spoilers are deployed. Reversers are out. 100 knots.
Contact ground 162.710 now, good night.
80 knots.
At 1160,
60 knots. Reverser stowed.
United 1479 on the ILS, 34 right. And 1479, runway 34 right, continue. Continue, United 1479.
FedEx 781, go around, fly runway heading, climb 8,000 feet. Go around FedEx 781.
Oh no. FedEx is going around. Alright, after landing, spoilers are retracted. Flaps are coming up. Landing lights are off, strobe lights are off.
November 66 Lima, X-ray contact, ground 123.77, have a good night.
Ground on 2377. Thanks a lot. Good night.
Night.
Marker beacons off, fuel pumps off, de-ice and pitot heat are off. APU, we'll turn that on. Salt Lake ground, November 66 Lima X-ray, we're clear, runway 35, taxi to Atlantic.
November 66 Lima X-ray, taxis Atlantic via Kilo, I believe. Yeah, taxi by Kilo for November 66 Lima X-ray.
Alright, 66 Lima X-ray to Atlantic via Kilo, thank you.
And then Bonanza 188 DCR, we are gonna make it out of here. Let me just quickly get my VFR notes off real fast, and I'll get you
Thanks, appreciate it.
Okay, we're going to Atlantic.
And the Bonanza 188.
We had a pretty smooth arrival coming into Salt Lake. They did it. The controllers did a nice job.
The Salt Lake City Bravo airspace, VFR out of below
Right at Kilo 3.
5,500 feet.
That's where we're going.
Squawk 05 at 32.
Bonanza HHO is cleared out of Salt Lake, VFR to the west, out of below 5,500, squawk 0530 or 0532 for HHO.
It's going to be 05 at 32.
That one. Kilo what?
So it's
Kilo 5.
here, and we have Delta.
We're going down to Kilo 3.
And then
Right,
Bonanza
Kilo 3.
82, Sierra, just a heads up, do you want to start following,
Kilo 3.
or do you want anything? Oh, no.
Kilo 5, we're way up there. We're still
We'll
quite a
be
ways
flight
to go.
following for HCR.
Alright, so reset this for next flight.
Bonanza 188, Sierra, contact,
Speed back
we already
to
taxed
250.
contact.
Kilo
We'll
4,
be going
Kilo
to
3 is next.
HCR. We're going to the airport identifier is Kilo Echo Kilo Oscar. And we'll end up doing that at 12,500.
And then, left aircraft, again.
We're going to HCR for the flight following. Do you need the airport identifier and our altitude?
We're not, we can take your, aircraft, the, airport tower can, get you all that other information. I just want to put the airport in for him.
Alright, Kilo 3 is like right here.
Okay, the airport identifier is Kilo Echo Kilo Oscar. It's Elko Regional for HCR.
Where can I turn in?
Roger, thank you very much. And then we did taxi, call me up when you're ready to taxi.
Right up here
You give
past
all that
this.
information up to the tower.
Thank you very much for calling the taxi.
Always try to keep it realistic, park in the right places.
United 1479 ready for taxi, Terminal 1.
Put the squawk standby, as I would guess this is considered a non-movement area.
Sorry, we're on Hotel 10. We're looking for Terminal 1.
United 1479, public ground, Texas, via hotel.
Hotel to the ramp, United 1479, thanks.
Just gotta follow these lines. I'm not sure exactly where the parking is. Salt Lake is not a familiar airport to me. I think I'm just gonna take these lines right here. Oh, I just went past it a little bit. Yeah, that'll be good. Taxi lights are off. Parking brake is on. Fuel cutoff 1 and 2. And the beacon is off. Well, that'll conclude my arrival into Welcome to Salt Lake City Friday Night Ops this April 12th. Thanks for coming along. Hope you like and subscribe. And until next time, happy landings.